Oh, hey, I did not see you there. How are you doing? How do you do? Well, me, I'm just gravy. I'm just making gravy up in the gravy, baby. It's all gravy, as they say, baby. Uh huh. Oh, I hear you on that. I brought you over here because we're gonna look at a little fisheye lens that we ordered from Japan. Oh, I'm sorry that I had to edit that out, and you're welcome. You're very welcome. You are very welcome. I am sweating after that cough. I am sweating after that cough. Oh, it was rough. It was rough. Yes, it was. I just realized that on this camera, we've got a little white thingy from the top of my monitor screen right there. I guess we're gonna fix that because we're gonna change it. I'll explain all here in a minumondo, whatever they say though. Uh, cause, cause that's what I'm here for. That is what I'm here for, baby. I love you. This just happens that we happen to be filming this today on VD. Happy VD, everybody. Happy VD. I hope that for reals nobody gave it to V. I mean VD. No. Oh, by the way, grab a swabby swab. I saw a little baby flying around with wings and a bow and arrow. Like he was trying to shoot you with the bow and arrow. So I killed him on the spot. Um, you're welcome. You're welcome. So this is the Olympus 9 millimeter fish eye lens, f8, because it's wide angle, so it's a fixed aperture and all of that. Anyway, I ordered this dude from a guy in Japan, and like it actually got to me in like 2 days from Japan. I am pretty impressed with that. Where's my finger knife? And uh, he wrapped it up inside of here, and secured it, had it taped up like right in here, and then had these as cushions so that there would, if it bumped around, which obviously it would in an international package, these would take brunts of the impact, so there would be less impact to the Lenzeroni up in the middle. And this was actually wrapped up in another piece of, poppy pop tape too. But I'm saying, I am definitely, I will give his packing and, speed of shipping and all of that, 5 out of 5. Ow. Ouch. Ouch. And it's he listed this as mint condition for $60. Yeah. Normally it's like $100 at B&H. So that's why I took the risk of ordering it from Japan because $60. Yes, I do know about things being too good to be true sometimes on eBay, especially when it's coming from other countries. But you know, I'm an investigative consumer. I am very much an investigative consumer, and gotta look pretty good. Gotta look pretty good. So yeah, here we go. Let's give a zoomy zoom up in this roomy room. A zoomy zoomy zoom 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 zoom. Turn that around so that you can actually read. Olympus lens, 9 millimeter, 1/8 or 1/8 fisheye. Yeah. Um, The next lens, just go ahead and tell you that right now, the Lex lens I'm going to invest in is probably going to be a macro lens. I'm ready to get crazy with it. I'm ready to get crazy with it. I hope that this will fit my Lumix lenses as well. I don't know. I guess I will find out. Well, I guess I will find out right now. What do you say? What do you say? It should, because it's all micro four thirds. But I'm just okay. The Lumix lens. Oh, that was the Olympus, whatever lens cap, and yeah, it fits on my Lumix lens just fine, just fine. So let's try the Lumix on here. I'm pretty confident. Yeah, it's all goody good. It is all goody good. Howdy you shouldy should, or whatever you doody dud. And the front lens cap is actually like built in. It's got one of these little things. So as I understand it, your focus wheel is actually the lens opening right here. So, but it's it's a 9mm at f8, so you're not going to need much focus. I think most people were saying to put it like just barely open, like right there, and you'd be good to go basically. Anyway, so what we ordered I was looking at lenses, and I wanted to get something fisheye. What I'm probably going to do with this mostly is switch the Axe 53 camcorder back up into this position up here, and then put the GX85 down here with the fisheye, because I do kind of, that's the thing about giving up the Zoom Q8 that I had as my table camera, was I gave up the fisheye look too. And for a table shot, the fisheye lens is I'm gonna come back around here. The fisheye lens is a very niche specialty type of thing, but it was pretty cool for the for a table shot. Problem is the Zoom Q8 was, it kind of sucks. It wasn't as bad as the Zoom Q, was it the Zoom Q2N or Zoom something like that? I think it was the Q2N. That camera was terrible. That camera was terrible. But the Q8 wasn't that much better. The Q8 was not that much better. And but yeah, so I don't know how this is going to work, because I'm using the what do you call it? The dummy battery with the AC attached to it. I cannot stand that little white thing right there. But so it's I don't think that there's any type of opening, gate, whatever, for the cord on the dummy battery. I might be wrong and I just didn't see it or something, but I might try to just remove the door completely, because, I don't know. I want to set this down flat on the table like the Axe 53 is right now, because the way that I've got this set up right now is like it's mounted directly onto the 1/4 inch 20 thread, instead of a mount onto it, instead of an Arca Swiss plate. And so if I want to take that camera off and use it somewhere doing something else, it's a pain in the ass, basically. It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, so, I got ideas for that. Yes, I did that on purpose, just to show off my screen. Whatever, shut up, Steve. I'm just having fun over here. Anyway, so yeah, I what my what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the Axe 53 on this little ball head right here. Right there, and then put this on top of the mount behind the monitor screen where the Axe 53 is. And I know what you're saying, well, why don't you just put the Axe 53 on there? Because I don't want to do it like that, Steve. Gall! Um, no, because I want to get that fish eye, again, I want to get that fish eye look again down here. So, a big part of it is going to be, how I, whatever, with the, what I'm able to do with the battery door, how I'm able to get around that. Because I don't want to remove that really because, I want to still be able to take the Axe 53 around with me if I want to, as like a B cam or something, just if I want to use it, that I could go either film something or take pictures, like if I'm doing one of my nature recordings, because I'm just going to set up the GH5 and let it record with the Zoom H3 for ambisonics, let that run for an hour and then go off somewhere out of range of the microphone, blah, 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 until, maybe I want to take some pictures of skylines if I need to do a sky replacement, or maybe I just want to shoot some B-roll or something while that's recording, whatever. It's, versatility is the name of the game, right? Versatility is the name of the game. Okay, so I'm going to break momentarily. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to leave the GX85 where it's at right here and put the fisheye on there just to see, how it looks right ye. I'll be back with ye. So as you can see, obviously, fisheye isn't going to work very well in this position because it's too wide for this position, but I'm sorry, the screen right here sucks. That's why I'm like looking over at my big screen over here. It is pretty noisy though. It definitely does look noisy. I think that is about the best focus that we're gonna get. But god damn, is that noisy on there? That is fucking noisy as fuck though. I don't know. I hope a noise filter, the noise reduction tool, can do something with that, because that is pretty fucking noisy right there. That is pretty fucking noisy right there. Of course, this is not an internal recording, obviously. This is connected to the ATEM Extreme ISO switcher. So now I'm going to take a break and try to switch the GX85 down to the table shot. And then I am going to, after that, we're going to do a little bit more testing anyway. And we're going to slap this up onto the the GH5, excuse me. I cannot talk. And, try some internal recordings. The GX85 is actually, a decent camera with the right lenses. This is, the internal recordings are definitely better though with the GX85, and the GH5, the GX85 definitely has better results from internal recording, and the GH5, as you can see over here, has a pretty good, a pretty good output as well as good internal recordings. So that is not where we wanted to go. We wanted to go back here. Okay, So you could see, me and my like noise right up in here. There's some noisy noise right in there. Um, anyway, we're gonna switch things around, and I'll be white black. Uh, yeah, I done stole your tricks. I done stole all your transition tricks. How about that shits? Yeah, so I'm still looking on the other screen because this monitor fucking sucks. But it's pretty noisy. That's pretty noisy. To be fair, it is a fixed aperture of f8. Um, but I mean, you kind of want that, you know, stop it back for something like fisheye because you want to keep everything in focus. Um, and I mean, it does pretty good at that. Well, I guess we'll see at a later time how it does in like daylight, because this is honestly not such a bad image that I wouldn't consider using it for a nature recording. If it does well in the broad daylight, we'll see. But I don't know. I really don't think that this is going to hold any weight against the well. I could just switch over and pardon the reddening of me all of a sudden because um, I put all the light, like over here, tried to compensate for, the noisy noise. But, all right, now just so you could see what I'm looking at, see this image looks pretty clean. But even with all the light pointed at it, that's a much noisier picture. Again, the GX85 does do much better internally. So, that's a test that we're going to have to wait and see because, you know, we're going to try it. I don't know if I'm going to bother to record internally now on the GX85 for this test, but we will see how it does on my GH5 right here. Um, if it doesn't do well on my GH5 in the living room or like outside during the broad daylight, um, then honestly this lens might get tossed aside. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'll probably still use it for a table shot because I do like having that, wide eye, that wide angle down on the table, and the Zoom Q8 was, a little bit noisier than this, but again, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It also might help. You know what? As a matter of fact, I am going to try that because I am using a picture profile hack. I am using the Cinelike hack on the GX85. So let me switch to a different setting and see if something different. See if see if that makes a difference. So this is now at 1600 ISO because everything else was just still way too dark. You know what? Let's try taking it back to 800 again. All right, so here we are at 800. So as you can see, the picture is a little bit darky, dark, and it's still noisy. It's still noisy, um, and 400 ISO is like way too dark. And yeah, this is how dark it is at 400. And to be fair, it is decidedly a little bit less noisy. Although if you look into the reds, you can still see it dancing around. Um, again, maybe maybe this will do. Maybe it'll do better internally. So, we're just gonna break and go to that. Yeah, I know. I need to wash my rig. I need to clean my rig. Whatever. Shut up, Steve. Golly. Um, and check my grid out here. I'm pretty sure that we're crooked, but like, I don't know. I can't seem to keep it straight, um, for whatever reason. So, uh, before I come to temp here, it is like 460 days later or something to that effect, and we are now at the full 360 Ds and 800 ISO because I can't get enough light in here for anything faster or anything lower than 800. I did outside. We got down to 250 ISO outside, and we'll circle back around to that. And I forgot to get a swabby swab. I went super cheap on the swabby swabs this time, but it's because like with the traditional glass rigs and stuff, the you know I really need these because the Q-tips just get flimsy and they not break but they like bend and all of that. But with this thing, the Q-tips do just fine. The Q-tips are just fine. They're super cheap. It's like a million of them for $1 or something like that. Don't quote me on that price, but I'm saying though. I do be saying though. I do be saying, and I am sorry about this mess. I'm always messy, and we are like, I moved into here. Well, yeah, I moved into here the night before Halloween, and or was it on Halloween? Yeah, it was. I think the night before Halloween, and I still haven't finished unpacking yet. It's fucking yesterday was Valentine's Day. I'm slow. And I mean that in many different ways. I am slow in so many different ways. It's like when I'm telling you about, that I'm special. I am special. Short bus. Special. I'm sorry I run that joke into the ground, but it's the truth. It is the truth. And as the truth say, what's up? What's up? Oh, where's little Jimmy? Oh, where's little Jimmy? Hey, little Jimmy. Oh, Y'all really want to sit here and watch me finish this whole fucking thing? That is the bad part about using this e-ring on the videos, because it takes me like an hour and 20 years to finish getting through the dab. As far as getting the most out of your dab, you know, that's a big deal. That's a big thing. It's nice, but it's super nice. But it, for video, it eats up a good like 27 hours and 37 generations. I do be saying. Ooh, shoot, I be saying, do, shoot, I be saying. Oh, we are almost to the end of this nap. That means that it's been about 5,000 lunar cycles or something. Oh, 28 days. 28 days. I think that this is definitely more of an outdoor lens. It's not super sharp. It doesn't have great pop to it either, in my personal opinion. But what it does have is the fisheye effect, and the fisheye effect is good for special purpose things. It's just that, I was really hoping to use it, and I probably still will if I'm going to be honest. It'll just be not a whole lot of improvement over the Q8 because of the noise floor to it. But I don't know, because I still haven't tried to use a noise reduction plug-in over top of it. The problem is though is that it is a fixed aperture of 8, and you know I'm used to using these new lenses. Newer to me, whatever. You know, I was using when I bought the GX85. The kit lenses that came with it were, I think, f3.5, and then I stepped up to the 25 mil 1.7 and the was it the 14 mil 2.5. So they're much faster. They do much better in I get poorer lighting, or lower lighting, and so you know this is probably my best well lit room in the entire 2 rooms. It's actually like 4 rooms if you include the bathroom and the kitchen. But this is probably the best well lit room. As a matter of fact, I could probably stand to turn this light over a little bit. But even with that, fixed a little bit, we're still bumped all the way up to, uh, you know, exposure is all the way up to 360 D's nuts, and the ISO is cranked up to 800. I don't want to go up. I don't want to go over 800, because the higher you go, the more noise you're going to introduce, and that's the whole point. Is that we're trying to get clean or cleaner footage. We're trying to get the footage as clean as possible. It's kind of hard for me to judge this on the GH5 here in the living room right now, because I do have it it's output into my Field World monitor on top of it, and then from the Field World into my 55-inch TCL behind it. But I've got all my focus peaking, and my hysterectomy gram. You can't see it, but my hysterectomy gram is like right here, and So it's kind of hard for me to judge. Wow. It's kind of hard for me to judge the noise on it because it's just kind of hard to see. But this definitely does output way better than the GX85, and the internal recording is a lot better than the GX85 too. But I don't really want to use this as my table camera either, because this was a little bit too good for the table camera. The GH5, that should be the money shot. That should be the money shot. You know what I'm saying? Squirt, squirt. Anyway, I digress. For the $60 I paid for it, that's kind of why I went ahead and just dove into it anyway, because I figured if it doesn't work for the intended reason that I wanted to get it, or the main reason that I wanted to get it, there's still a bunch of other use cases, even if it's only a lens that I pull out once in a blue moon when I want that effect. Something kind of like close up, like take a look at these eyes. How you like these eyes? They ain't brown eyes. You want to see the brown eye? No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I am playing. And the very next one on my list of lenses to acquire is going to be a macro lens. I'm looking at because I can't afford much because I'm like petty loser, disabled, crazy fucker, or whatever you want to call it. And just snapping the day away. I dilute. So anyway, I'm looking at one of the what's it the seven titty artisans or whatever it's called. They've got a 40 millimeter 2.5 for I think it's $100, and then $180 for their 60 mil. Which, if you do the math, it is fucking easy because it's a 2 times crop factor. So that 40 millimeter is basically an 80 millimeter. The 60 millimeter is 120 millimeter. So I think I could probably get by with the 40 mil, and save a little bit of money so that I could invest in, other things. The bad thing about the seven titty artisans or whatever it's called is that they don't have electronic points. So like autofocus and things like that are just out. You can't remote focus any of that. But it's a fixed aperture of 8, and you really don't need to focus much on here. You just slide it up. There's even a notch to where I have it set right now, and you can see. I mean, there's not a whole lot of depth here to blur out anyway. But you see, like when I was up close to the camera like that, like right up in here, I'm all up in that. I am all up in your face. And then back here again, I didn't refocus any of that at all, So the camera right now is, I want to say, about 5-6 feet over there. So with my 1.7, that is definitely, or the 2.5, I mean, because that's the 14 mil, definitely, will be focused and out of focus, or out of focus. Consequently, that is another feature of the GH5 that I haven't played around with yet, is the electronic pull focus, where you go in and you set your point A, and then you set it, and then you set your point B, you set it, and then you just trigger it, and it goes from one to the other. The drawback to that feature is that you have to do it from the camera, or you have to do it from the screen. I really wish I could do pull focus tricks like remotely. That's how I'd like to do it. But, I don't have the money. There are ways of doing that, if you buy like an actual focus pull ring, whatever you call it. I'm sorry, I don't know those things. But, I don't got money for that. I'm talking about scraping to buy $100 lens. It's a miracle I was able to get this GH5, and I am like basically putting myself out back for it. But it's worth it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Um, you know, that is, this gear thing is my greatest addiction. I took sort of a break from it a little bit more when we were doing the unboxing, the Timmy G stuff and stuff show, because, I was focusing on collectibles, and I wanted to build up a collection, and goddamn did I build up a collection. Uh, I ain't got room for all that more stuff. I'm filling up 2 storage sheds even. Uh, and, I was like, this apartment is already filled up pretty much. And the 2 storage sheds that are filled up, Jesus Christ on me. But to be fair, the probably 1 storage shed of that amount of worth of stuff, whatever, is music equipment too. So, this lens is pretty much old news. Um, I'm just getting around to it, but that's true with the GH5 too. The GH5 is very much yesterday's news. Now they got the GH5. Well, they came out with the GH5S and then the GH5 2, and now there's a GH6. So I'm coming in yesterday. I'm coming in yesterday's door. But compared to what I had, it's great. It's gravy, baby. It is gravy, baby. Um, I do, of course, this has nothing to do with the lens, but I do wish that this camera had better AFC autofocus continuous, because it's terrible. It is terrible. It is terrible. Um, but yeah. Would I say that this lens is worth the $100 is the normal price? I think. I, if you could find if you have a good use case outdoors, or just somewhere that is really, really well lit. And again, this living room right here is pretty well lit right now. I've got my 2 big GVM lights over on the sides pointed at me. I got the smaller JVL or GVM, rectangular light up on top of the camera. And then I've got a lamp over in the corner over there. And then I got lamps in both of these corners back here, And I got my kitchen on blast over here too. Um, so, we are pretty well lit right now. We are pretty well lit. And I just took a fucking dab. So I am well lit. I will find use cases for this. At $60, I might even go ahead and say that this lens was almost a steal. Because it's $60, and it is a lens that I will probably find some specific use cases for. I am going to experiment with this and do, try to do some lens correction and see if I can still use this at 9mm, but pull the fisheye out of it. Because DaVinci does have a fairly decent lens correction tool. I use it all the time, but for different purposes. When we're doing the nature videos and I do a sky replacement, what I'll do is I'll actually just pull in a photo of another sky and then put it in the skyline, drop the opacity down enough so that it's, fairly transparent and everything, color graded as best as I can to get it to match and, be fluid with the sky that's already there. But anyway, so then I will stretch the picture out just super, super far with the lens correction tool. And then I will keyframe the lens correction tool to just gradually bring the sky back to center toward the end of the video so that, it's kind of like the sky's moving. There's some motion to it. Uh, there's probably better ways of doing it. But that's just the way that I do it. Anyway, where did I go? I went somewhere. I can't complain, for the $60 price tag for the footage that I got outside. I mean, again, it wasn't sharp. It wasn't super sharp. It wasn't the pop. There was virtually no pop on it. Um, but it was a wide angle lens, and I don't think I think that the fisheye looks good for like the table shot, like I was talking about. My original intentions, and if it wasn't for all of the noise, uh, but again, I don't think that I really would want the fisheye effect for a landscape video, for a scenic shot like that. Um, you know, again, I try to think of other creative things, but yeah, that's the point, is to have different tools for different things. And I think that the fisheye is going to be something that I break out once in a while for that very specific fisheye effect. But yeah, there you have it. I'm gonna stop rambling now because I ramble for fucking days and days, and then these videos end up like 360 days. So yeah, there's the Olympus 9mm f8 fisheye wide angle lens, uh, micro four thirds. What do you think? See you in the next one. Bye. For good about it. For good about it. Go figure, me being crooked. I'll tell you, I bought that one order from Timu, and now I get like 20 emails a day. Yeah, shut up about my mess. Shut up about my mess, Steve. So I need to blow my nose. Can somebody drive over here and hand me a tissue from off the counter? I am so fucking savage right now. I am about to blow my nose with a fucking paper towel. Hey, hey, more money, more problems. I can't remember how that fucking song goes now. I don't really care, but more money, more problems. I feel like fucking uh, Sean Buff Daddy Biffy Combs or whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Wish it would call it some chocolate. I could go for some chocolate. I'd like to have a little bit of chocolate. I mean, like the actual candy chocolate. I mean, not that I'm opposed to chocolate. I'm just like, I like some chocolate, whatever.